Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Thanks.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
That's us. Reuben doesn't really know us too much. We don't really know Reuben too much. Reuben, you became a viral sensation this week. Your interviews being streamed
like
all over the
3
world.
days, man, like tops 4.
And Ray saw it. He's like, we got to get this guy on. He wanted to get you on so bad that he scheduled an interview while I was at the gym, while you were at the gym. And we finally both made it back. We're getting a little bit late start, but thank you so much for coming on our platform, man, and welcome to Caveman's Corner.
Oh, man, glad to be on, dude.
Yeah, it's great, dude. So first of all, we have to go into that fight. I don't know anything about you, so I want to hear the backstory of how you went through all that stuff. And you look so tired in the cage. It's like the perfect, it's like a movie, man. So why don't you take us what led up to everything that happened to you, man?
Like from the fight, or how do you want to?
How you from the story where you got shot or whatever happened to you, and then you made it back into the cage, and dude, that's what's been blowing up the internet.
Well, I'm gonna put a little bit of clarity on it. So in 2019, I was shot 3 times. I was shot 3 different times, 3 different occasions, all in 2019. But the one that got me is I was stabbed 7 times. I was stabbed 6 times in the stomach and 1 time in the arm. It was legit like Young Guns. I got the knife stuck in my arm and I knocked that son of a bitch out. And then right when I hit him, I think it was when I let out the air or when I flexed my stomach or something, it instantly hurt. And I was already on the ground. The guy ran. I mean, I had a whole bunch of friends there and a whole bunch. I mean, at that time, I was basically El Chapo. I was running a whole bunch of drugs. Allegedly. Let me put that on there. Allegedly, I was El Chapo. A lot of shit went down. Yeah. So
I gotta talk to you after the
podcast. Yeah, and then I was stabbed, and it was basically over a stupid ass drug. And I kind of led off on a different route. I was still kind of I started fighting when I was about 15. So I went on a little hiatus. I graduated high school. And then I got really bad into drugs, and then that's when all that happened. So fast forward to 2020, I got really back into MMA. Actually, in 2020, I think it was 2021, I had my first bare knuckle boxing match for Joe Riggs. He had a local promotion here, and this is right when bare knuckle or the BKFC just started getting big, and he had a local promotion here, and he had one of those shows, and then that's when I got onto it, and then I got my ass kicked, and it filled a fire in me that not a lot of people are willing to admit. But when I got my ass kicked, I said, you know what? I need to revenge this loss. Sadly, when I tried to avenge that loss, I got my ass kicked again. So, I mean, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. And then, I just put my ass into gear after that fight. And then I think I'm on a 4 or 5 fight win streak. I fought just now for Fierce Fighting Championship. I fought a guy who just now fought my brother, and he beat him by TKO. And I took that shit a little bit personally. So I fucking went over to Salt Lake and I fucking handed his ass right in his own hometown. Afterwards, the interview just kind of spiraled out. And that's just where I am today. I'm a recovering drug addict. I'm 4 years clean. And I professionally kick people and beat the fuck out of them in a cage. And then next week I get to fucking do it bare knuckle finally for the BKFC.
Nice. Are you gonna come out with a rap album now?
Oh, dude, that's man. We got a fucking world champion here, Kai Stewart, and this motherfucker is legit fucking starting to become a rapper. So if I can dabble in that game, you know I'm gonna be there.
I gotta go back to getting stabbed, man. So it sounded like you didn't even feel like the puncture at all. Is that kind of how it was? Like I've never been stabbed. Like I've been pepper sprayed. I had a lot of bad stuff happen to me, but I haven't been stabbed yet, man. So it's one of my
Have
big
you
fears
like
in life.
fallen like on a chair or like on a little object?
Yeah.
It feels just like that. I legit thought he was stabbing me with a screwdriver. And then after like the fourth one, I'm like, oh shit, this dude is actually poking me with a knife. And then I seen the knife come up, and then I just threw my arm down, and it just went in my arm, and then I ripped my arm away, and I just fucking hit him one time, and boy laid flat while I was laying flat on the other side, just bleeding out. But
So what happened after the stabbing? Did they take you to the hospital, or were you like trying to stay out of the hospital? I know like it's probably like a bad situation. Probably don't want to go to the hospital. What happened next?
well, like what I said, allegedly I was in a and a lot of people didn't want to take me. They're all tripping out. It was a really bad situation. Nobody wanted to like take me there. And there was this man, his name was Dane Fisher. Rest in peace. The boy he actually died the same way I was stabbed. He was stabbed twice in the chest and he died in Crow Agency. But he took me to the emergency room. He drove me on his truck and like legit on the way from when I got on the truck to IHS, which is Indian Health Services. It's Native American. We get free healthcare. Not the best healthcare, but we get healthcare. They fucking took me there, and from when he picked me up, he became my mom, my therapist, and then for some odd reason, he thought he was a doctor and he could try to like save my life. And I was like, dude, we're already by the hospital. It's too late, man. Just drop me off, man. Just throw me out the door, head out. But yeah, dude, just he took me to the hospital.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's not me, right, Caveman?
No, that's not you. Son of a beat. That's like this story's awesome. Hopefully it cleans up. If you can hear us, Ruben, you're froze up, so you need to jump back in here. Dude, can you imagine that? I have a great fear of that.
Sweet.
Hey,
Hey,
welcome back.
Sweet. That was weird.
Yeah, you like froze up for us for a second. So we heard you about to get just throw me off the truck. That's where you froze up at.
Yeah, like I just told him to throw me off the truck. And pretty much that's the end of the story of that. Like I didn't press no charges. Crazy thing is I was stabbed February 10th, 2019, and I fought Ezekiel 3. So it was almost like a whole 5-year, 6-year fucking coming to the part. And yeah, dude, it's been crazy ride ever since then, man.
That's awesome. We got some fans jumping in the house. You got Kerry Carlos Leon shouting her name with some fire, and you got Wesley Kill Eagle Jr. What's up, man, brother?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Wesley, big shout out to Wesley Kill Eagle Jr. So Wesley, he runs an organization, a fight organization called Fight for Our Future. Fight for Our Future. So his whole revenue from the show, he actually donates it to childhood cancer research. He actually donates it to the some of it to Seattle Ronald McDonald House,
Oh man,
and
that's
the
awesome.
cancer center there. And back in like 2022, I had like my third or fourth bare knuckle boxing match, and that's when I took their title.
So Joe Wall just shouted out Roundstone is a real boy. I don't know if you can read him on your phone.
Yeah, I love Gusape, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me to tell Ray to be like, hey, man, you tell him Gusape said what's up. So the dude is a badass. I love Gusape. I fought in Fort Hall, Idaho, and Guasape was the commissioner there. And fuck, ever since then, me and the boys been kicking it off, dude. He knew I was gonna kick the dude's ass. You know, it's an inevitable. I walk in and it shows.
That's awesome. So like I watched this I knew nothing about you before I plugged in. I got home and I plugged this in and I started searching you as I'm making this room and everything. And I was shocked that you were a bare knuckle boxer because in an interview you talk about jujitsu. So
Yeah.
and then like I see you win by armbar. So like what are you, a grappler, a striker? Like you seem like a wild dude. Like I totally have you pegged as a bare knuckle fighter, but you gotta be like pretty good at some jujitsu as well.
Well, my bare knuckle record is 6-1. I'm actually I have my 4th stripe on my purple belt.
Nice though.
And yeah, I was a blue belt for almost like 6 or 7 years. So my
Yeah.
coach or my professor Jared Stewart, that's actually Crazy Dog Jiu Jitsu. He's actually the one who's been striping me, giving my belts ever since he was a brown belt.
I've been
And now he's a professor.
Yeah, I don't think you heard you, Ray. Go ahead, say it again.
I've been a white belt for 8 years.
Hey man, we start somewhere, dude. Trust me, dog. We all get choked. It's an inevitable.
Carrie Leon, shout out CNC Management. So big shout out to them. That's gotta be. Is that your
Oh,
management
I
company?
love the shit out of them, man. If it wasn't for Kerry, Carlos, and Leon, I legit wouldn't be on the BKFC. I don't like to talk a lot of down on the BKFC because I really wanted to be on the world stage, but I've been kind of jumping through hoops. A couple matchmakers. Long story short, I was supposed to fight for the BKFC last year. I was actually supposed to make my debut, and yeah, it never happened. It fell through. So they finally found me. I finally got a management group. It was actually right after when they let me go. I was actually when I first contacted Kerry Carlos Leon, and I was like, man, I think I really need to get a manager because the shit that I have to jump through. Because I come from a small town in Montana, and Montana is very unsanctioned. There's still like a lot of pro fighters that are like, I don't know, they're pro bare knuckle boxers. They fought in the BKFC. Then they fight in Montana as an amateur MMA fighter or an amateur kickboxer. We like to throw the word semi-pro out a lot around here in Montana. Like that is a hardcore word out here. Semi-pro. We'll give you a little money if you fight an exhibition.
Yeah.
That one's a hard one too. This is just an exhibition fight, but yeah, you're fighting a pro and you're an amateur. It's just for the show, yada, yada, yada. They put it on Tapology. Next thing you know, you find out you're a pro and you're fucking doing illegal shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of crazy out west shit out here.
I might have to go out there and get a fight, Caveman.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
shit,
did,
I'll
Ray.
set you up, dog. I got you, man. Hit me up, man. Right after this, I got you.
So Ray has some medical problems that have him a hard time getting licensed in New York. So Ray would like to continue to fight, but he's unable to due to certain things we're not going to talk about. So if he does get a fight down there, you guys can skirt around it and get him a fight. Like
Oh, dude, most definitely, man. Man, it is Montana is crazy. You'd see a lot of crazy shit around here. Like
Yeah.
we don't even have a commissioning board. We use Wyoming State Athletic Commission for everything.
That's
Like
cool.
Fusion Fight League, they all bring in a commission. Nobody ever Mountain Force. That's how I met Guasape. They bring in the ISKA now, but
Mhm.
there is a lot of organizations that still. Joe Riggs I don't feel bad saying about this one. Joe Riggs, the UFC veteran, dude was running a lot of unsanctioned bouts around here. There was a lot of pros fighting some trash can amateurs, and I felt bad. I felt bad, but I couldn't say anything because I'm not against anybody making a dollar bill. If he's out there making a dollar bill, fuck it, let them fucking swing and hit each other. That's how I learned. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was an amateur, my amateur record was 17, 16, 2, and 1.
Damn.
So yeah, dude, I fucking fought a lot. I should have been a fucking pro a long time ago. Then I was like, I'm gonna take a break. Then I came back, and then yeah, in about like a year and a half, I went pro.
That's crazy, dude. That's so many fights. Anybody that shoots their hand off is probably doing some a little bit shady stuff. So like you gotta look out for Joe Riggs, I'm sure. Like those guys, they gone through some shit too, man. Like everyone's trying to do their thing, and like he's a cool guy, but he's a wild dude. You know, anyone that really shoots their hand off is a little bit of a wild boy. So
Oh yeah,
definitely
dude, man. He
careful
still
with
owes
them
me
guys.
like $500. So
Does he? Oh man.
it's all right though. I'm all gravy. It's just business. I have no hard feelings. I love the fucking shit out of Joe. I fucking love listening to him, even though it takes him like about 2 minutes to say 5 words. But you know, I love the fuck out of him. I love the fucking shit out of Joe Riggs. Don't get me wrong. The dude is my fucking homie. If he wanted to fight in a parking lot for over anything, I'd be like, all right, bro, let's fucking go. And I know he would too. I'm cool with
Yeah.
it too, man. He's cool with a lot of native guys around here. He's cool with Leo Brasier. Me and Leo go way back. Shit, he's cool with Bridger. Me and my homie fucking who spent a lot of time in prison is pretty cool with Bridger. So, you know, I'm cool with Bridger. And their nephew is actually like my adopted brother. Like I love the shit out of their fucking nephew, Mike Hammond.
Mhm.
Legit. Like we're like almost all related, which is really weird. And then he comes in, some weird random UFC veteran making a gym. Yeah, dude. Then he started pulling some cards around here. And then it was Then he got a lot of bad taste of a lot of people fucking putting a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, and then he left out of nowhere. And still has a gym here, and it's run by a very good fucking striker. Don't want to say his name because he's the one who kicked my ass twice.
Ah!
Wow.
Damn. I'm looking through your record right now. I'm looking for the name.
Don't worry, man. You're gonna find him, man. Actually, he was for a Joe Riggs promotion, so it's never been reported.
Yeah, it's definitely not on here. I don't see it.
That's a Wild West right there.
Oh yeah, man.
You have a
Dude,
question
it's
mark.
crazy.
So I'm looking through your record, and you're right. Your fight with Chris Smith is result unknown. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, dude. So it was under a promotion at the time that didn't bring in a sanctioning committee, and he's actually my sponsor. He's actually Marvin Coleman, and like what I said at the time, it was very Wild West. Nobody had a commission. Nobody brought anything. They were just having fights, and they were legit paying people to fight, like almost as pros, but just amateurs. And yeah, Chris Smith is actually my teammate now. And I can say this with full confidence.
Oh,
Oh, maybe he's not gonna say it with full
Fight,
confidence.
like legit, my hair
Shake it up, and oh, try again. Oh no, not working. I want to ask him about his walkout too.
let's see.
Shit. I'm sure he'll catch up in a second.
It's got to be the phone service out there in Montana,
He just forgot the 765 phone service.
out in the mountains.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't try and do this for my car. Hey, you're back again.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm pretty close. I listened to exactly what it said right before I turned it on. It said, get close to your Wi-Fi monitor. I was like, I might as well get close as I can to it. So, weird.
It might
Yeah,
be if you get a call or text, it might freeze you up too. Like, because you're on your phone. So that happens sometimes.
Huh. No. Oh, yeah, I just now got a message. I didn't even notice it. Yeah. Probably been that.
When you get a message, it probably freezes you up. We had Pat Bellator veteran Patchy Mix on. He had the same problem. He's on his phone and like he get a call and he like zop him out.
Fuck, my fucking Facebook is going up again. Yeah, like my Facebook is going on. Like I've gotten like 670 followers within like 4 days.
Yeah,
like,
dude, like
blew me the fuck away. I've never, like what I said, I'm a little Indian boy from fucking Busby, Montana. This is a little bit much for me.
That's awesome, man. Joe said Reuben's walkout at Mountain Force was powerful. He came out doing a war dance.
Oh yeah, dude. I love to boogie, man. I boogie all the time.
So what do you like? You play traditional music and you come out and do an actual war dance, or is that just something you made
No,
up? Or
I listen to there's a big it's almost EDM, but they play a lot of tribal well, which is really weird is they're from Canada and they played a lot of Young Spirit, which is a Canadian drum group from up there. But yeah, they play a lot of native drum group and then they mix it in with EDM. So it almost makes a pretty good dance music, man. And I love to dance. So fuck, man, it just makes me boogie.
that's awesome, man. That's so cool. Um,
Because you know
so
what? I'm a fighter first. I go there. Yes, I love to fucking fight. I'll fight fucking anybody. But secondly, I'm an entertainer. And I love to fucking entertain. That's my whole fucking purpose to go there is to make everybody who's paying a dollar bill to go watch me fight. I make sure they fucking invested a great dollar bill to come see something great.
yeah, anyone that fights in bare knuckle is pretty crazy. So I know that like your fight's got to be great to watch. You know, like I'm sure there's not one boring fight that you got. I'm sure they're all like wars, dude.
Action packed
There's a
fights.
couple boring ones, but hey, it wasn't my fault, man. It's the other guy.
Gotta get Northern Cree to sing you out on your BKFC debut.
Oh, dude, man, I'm fighting a guy from Canada, so I don't think they'd kind of like me at the kind of moment. But next roundabout, when I go back to Canada, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have Northern Cree or maybe even Young Spirit. Because man, I've been digging because that's who I know. They do a lot of. It's called a Tribe Called Red. They have a lot of great powwow jams mixed with EDM. It's amazing. Love it.
They're probably gonna get a bump from you now too. Um, what has it been like? Have you been getting a lot of online attention from people trying to take interviews with you now ever since that your interview went viral or what, man? Like,
Nah, somewhat. I like to go to the weekly bus well, it's been like about a year, but I love to go on the weekly bus because those are my boys, Levi and Thailand. I've known them since they're like, I don't know. Which is really weird is when they started a podcast, I was like, hey, don't I know you? And they're like, yeah, we go wait. I was like, oh shit. So small world, man. Like when you get into like a community like Montana, like there's not a lot of shit to do around here. Like the shit that like, dude, like so you fight, you drink, or you do meth. And which is really sad. I don't want to fucking sound fucked up, but that's like your only three choices. Or go to prison, which is really
yeah.
fucked up. And then there's some people that go to the military, but are very lucky or very few too. So I mean, you got minimum choices here. So you pick one route and you choose it, and it takes you down one way, and hopefully it's the right way.
So, are you happy with your choice to turn clean and turn to fighting then? Like, it seems like a lot of good things have happened.
Dude, I love this fresh air, man. I mean, man, I've been looking at it like a lot of my because I have like a lot of old profiles on Facebook that are still from back when I was using. So I go back and I look at those pictures, and I fucking look at myself in the mirror, and I thank God every day that I fucking made that decision. And a lot of it contributes from my wife. My wife actually was the one who really motivated me and got me almost like took me to the light in a sort of speak. Because if I didn't have my wife and she was just like, "Hey, man, it's you don't have to use, you don't have to be in that situation, you don't have to be that person." So like I contribute a lot of me being clean and sober to my wife. I mean, at the time she was my girlfriend, but then I had to get married after she brought me to this wonderful life.
Yeah, for sure, man. So
Yeah.
you got clean and sober. You said 4 years ago, so that's 2020. You said when did you say you got stabbed?
I got
2019.
stabbed in 2019.
Yeah. So like, when did you meet your wife?
June of 2020. January, February, March, April, May of 2020.
So you've been stabbed. You've already recovered a little bit from being stabbed, and you went back to the life that got you stabbed, and then you met your girl, and she cleaned you up. That's like it's like a pretty good love story, dog.
Oh yeah, man, dude. Like when I met my wife, and it's still true to this day. When I met my wife, we just never left each other. And
we
what's
gotta get
really
a
funny
movie
is my
deal.
wife is actually the one who picked me up. Like I was at the Rimrock Mall, and then she pulled up, and then I was actually gonna help her make a oh, fuck, what do they call them again? It's like a trapper shack, and the trapper shack is basically on back of a Ford pickup, and we're gonna like basically give her like a little camper at the time. And then I just said, you know, just been kicking it ever since then. Let her stay at my house at the time, and then we moved to Helena, and I mean the rest of that story is just it's a
Did
long
she
one.
did she
I
have a hard
love it.
time with you using, or was she like partaking as well? Like,
My wife is crystal clean. She
yeah,
don't she don't even drink. She grew up in a Baptist home, so like her mom, her dad. I mean, I love the shit out of both her parents. They legit like helped me refocus my life too. And they used to own a restaurant, so they've been actually helping me market myself too.
that's awesome, man. And like, I'm just thinking about like how powerful like women and like, love is because, like, dude, you had like you almost died, and you're like, nah, whatever, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to it. And then you like meet somebody, and you're like, man, I'm gonna change my shit around. Like, it's just amazing how the human mind works. I'm always fascinated by that.
Right.
It was like the perfect timing too, because when I met my wife, I had to been like I want to say about like almost a month clean. And like the reason why I got kind of clean was I kind of had like a falling out with the people I was with, and then I just said fuck this, I'm gonna go on a little dry spout, leave everybody alone, and then I met my wife in Billings. Well, not really met my wife in Billings. I met my wife. She was kind of like in a bad spot, so I helped her out, and then she was actually in Billings getting a job. She was actually trying to move her little family over to Billings. So, and I've already been living in Billings and in that kind of area my whole entire life. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna help you. And then at the time, and I'm gonna say this live on a podcast. At the time, I was just trying to help my wife. There was no moves. I know she's in the next room. She's like, you're the one who made the move. There was no moves. I was there to like solely strictly to help my wife, or well, this woman who needed help. She was in a like a foreign. My wife's actually from Paso Robles, California, so she was in like a whole total different state. It was like something. Well, she doesn't even know how Wild West Billings was. She thought Billings was like the best metropolitan city in Montana, and she didn't know she stepped in meth capital, fucking Montana. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She was here for a week, and somebody already pulled a gun on her. And after that,
Oh
I
wow.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna help you. You know what I mean? She's like 5'9", 5'10", and her herself has a gun. So I was like, man, either you're gonna shoot somebody or you're gonna get shot at. So, and
yeah,
ever since then, I've just been protecting her with my whole entire heart.
that's awesome, man. That's such a good story. I'm glad that we had you on just to hear that. Wesley Killingle Jr. I had to put my bulletproof vest on to go to Billings today.
Yeah, see Wesley. So me and Wesley go way back, and Wesley is an Army veteran, and we talk about Billings constant. I'm like, well, hey man, at least it's not Billings, because man, like Billings has gotten bad.
Yeah.
Just like in about the past couple, I think these past week, there's been like about 5 or 6 homicides in Billings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, Billings is nuts. Like at the time, Billings used to be a great city. Back from like about 2000 to like 2008, Billings was a great city. It was a small city. And then out of nowhere, man, it just got nuts. Like the meth hit hard. And then, yeah, man, it's just been crazy ever since. And then and I say this, honestly with my full heart, I was part of that mess. So I feel like it's my civic duty and as a human duty to try my best to help and fix it.
Hey,
So
Caveman,
Yeah.
we gotta send the guardian angels out there.
Yeah.
yeah,
The New York City Guardian Angels have to go down there and clean up our boy Tom Kilkenny. Uh, help you clean up down there. young
Yeah,
foolish
man.
people
Like just kind of
everywhere.
like what Wesley's saying, man. There's teenagers down there fucking picking up guns and shooting people. I think yesterday there was a 16-year-old kid who I'm guessing slit his girlfriend's throat. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Like, dude, it's getting crazy. And I already know it's probably drug related because in a city like that in a very close environment and you have nothing to do, there's only two choices you got. You either fucking are either drinking or you're fucking using abusing. And a lot of people, especially from around there, and I know a lot of Native Americans, they choose methamphetamine.
oh man,
It's a really big issue on the reservations, man. Meth is like legit took it over.
that's sad.
Yeah, I got a lot of cousins and a lot of family in the game, and every time I go down to the res, I have to like almost separate myself because I mean, if I put myself back in those situations, it almost causes an anxiety, and it's almost like the same anxiety when I fucking go get like blood tested or something like that. It almost re-triggers something that fucking like takes me back to that time, because like even now, like my wife has really helped me like emotionally open up. Back when I was like about from 16 to like 22, I was a mean motherfucker. Like I never cried. I never said anything about my life. Like I probably wouldn't be on a podcast anymore. Like, dude, I was quiet about my life. I thought like the cops were after me. Like, dude, it was dark times back then.
So Wesley said my nephew was shot by the cops there a couple years ago. So the only reason cops didn't kill him was because he didn't look Native American. Is there a lot of racism between like the cops and Native Americans down there?
So the Billings Police Department is number one for, and this has actually been quoted a couple times because there's actually a couple Native American, because they took over, I can't remember what it was, but they took over, it used to be the old Shriner building, but I can't remember what the company is called. I think it's like NANA, but it's a Native American run nonprofit organization that started to help the homeless community there. And my uncle Goldstein, who actually is one of my sponsors too, he actually owns Run DNC. It's a nonprofit, and he actually runs Food for Our Soul, and he actually helps with that organization. And they basically are just helping the homeless Native American community down there, because there's actually three reservations that border Billings. There's the Northern Cheyenne, the Crow, and the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation, which is the Aninadi Nakota Nation. And I'm actually Northern Cheyenne, and I'm actually half Aninadi Nakota Nation, which is Fort Belknap. And yeah, dude, when you have three bordering reservations, they just flood into the cities. It's like, and then it's like Great Falls. They also flood into Great Falls too, because it's like almost metropolitan, but not, big enough to like call it a big city. But like the homeless communities there, they're like crazy. And I hadn't admitted, I was part of one of those homeless communities. Like the tent cities there, they explode. And like right now, I was just now cruising downtown Helena, and we're starting one here on North Broadway or Broadway. And dude, it's getting crazy. There's like already like 22 tents down there, and this is middle of winter. There's 2 feet of snow where I'm at right now.
That's crazy. That's like how cold does it get in Montana? We're in Buffalo, so we get snow and cold. Like so, like we don't. I don't know like how the weather in Montana is. Like
Oh,
you
don't
just
worry,
say
man. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to Boston. My father-in-law, he's from Brockton, Massachusetts. So we talk about how it's just the exact same, bro. Except for you guys got an ocean there, so fuck that.
I was in Montana -40 winters. Yeah, dude. Like it gets cold and snowy here too. We get 7 feet sometimes. 7 feet of
Oh,
snow.
dude,
It's
we get
crazy.
7 feet. Yeah, dude. I've crawled out windows before to get a fucking dig out my fucking front door.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah, yeah. That's us
Yeah,
too, man.
crawling through the attic and cutting a little hole in your fucking ceiling just to jump out to fucking, yeah, dude. And hoping that you don't fall into like a cold spot or a warm spot that like drops you down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Wesley, he lives on the High Line, so he lives next to Canada, and they get crazy. He lives in Dotson, and Dotson they get like -60. They almost get Arctic winds over there. It's nuts. I live in Helena. I kind of, and then my reservation is in the southeastern corner, so our winters ain't as bad. But yeah, dude, it gets crazy up there.
I don't want anything to do with -60. I want to go down south, man, where it's warm. I'm sick of this
Oh,
cold.
dude, man, trust me. That I was kind of dreading because I'm going to Canada and it's like middle of winter there. So like right now, there has to be like if there's 2 feet of snow here, there has to be at least 4 feet of snow there.
What part of
Nobody's too
Canada
cold
you
for
go
the
to?
snow.
I'm going to Edmonton,
Oh, okay.
Alberta.
Is that the fight?
Yeah, that's when I make my BKFC debut.
Yeah. Prospect
Okay.
Series Canada.
Oh yeah, man, and I already looked on the BKFC app, and it looks like I'm the co-main event. I
Hey,
know Nate
Caveman,
Shook and David Feldman knows what's gonna happen.
we definitely got to tag David Feldman on here.
Yeah, we've
Oh
had
yeah,
David.
dude, he knows what's gonna happen. Nate
We,
Shook, they've seen my videos, dude. I have a couple viral videos out there where I've knocked out a couple guys on bare knuckle.
yeah,
We
we
Bare
had
had
David
knuckle's my
Feldman on
game.
here a few times.
we had him on a podcast a bunch. Like Ray was just saying,
Yeah.
he's like him and Ray got like this thing going. I don't know why you guys like each other so much, but kind of like it. Him and Dave get along really good. Ray must be hooking him up or something.
White belts, they talk to each other a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
I apologize, man. I'm sorry. No, man.
That's fine. If
It's
Ray,
all
if you ever
good.
actually come to the gym, I'll give you a blue belt. Like you gotta actually put some time.
Now you got to make it your sole mission to make it there now, man.
Yeah, I told him that before. He doesn't care about no belts. He's like, I just want to fight, dog. I don't. Who wants
Hey,
to
man,
fight
that's
me?
just how I was too, dog, man. I didn't give no shits about no fucking belt, black belt, brown belt. It don't fucking matter. Like, dude, the only thing that matters is what my fists talk and what my fucking jujitsu says. And after that, fucking, that's just noise. Like, I fought shit. I think it was last year in April. I fought a guy from American Top Team that was a black belt, and I choked him out in the first round. So I always say, a belt is only meant to hold up your pants, and that is it.
Yeah, but Ray's not in shape either. He gets tired in 30 seconds, so it's a problem.
You got to start learning how to throw a perfect fucking overhand.
Ray's all about the leg kicks, dog. He loves those leg kicks.
Oh,
Man.
dude, never
Yeah.
mind, dude. That's it. Then, yeah, dude, you're fucking you. If you can fucking master a leg kick, dude, I don't even like leg kicks, man. When they fucking hit me in the perfect part of my shin, even when I check a leg kick, it like crumbles me a little bit. Like
Yeah.
inside, I know it just like deep down, I'm like, oh fuck.
Ray's the king of leg kicks, as we like to call him on the broadcast. But the young Ray would never be tired from throwing leg kicks. This version of Ray, we need to get you back in the gym and train a little bit. I know like the eyes got you away from training a little bit, but let's get you back, dog.
Yeah.
We do a podcast. I gotta keep trying to get Ray to come train some more. His cousin just whooped on him a little bit, so now we gotta really get you back.
Yeah, my little cousin. He's a beast.
Oh man! So what do you know about your opponent in the bare knuckle fight? I know Stan Suma. I don't even know how to say his name.
I don't know how to say his name either, man. You don't feel bad. I've been butchering it for the past week or so.
Yeah, he's 3-0 in regular boxing. It looks like this is his debut for bare knuckle too. At least on the records, but your record doesn't show your bare knuckles either. So he's
Oh
probably
yeah,
got a couple fights.
I'm a black horse in this motherfucking fight. Well, I'm just hoping that he don't get on Facebook or Instagram and start looking at shit and start seeing shit. But I mean, he gets on. I know he can get on Tapology and look me up and all that. It don't really matter to me. He can be fucking King Kong and I'll fucking still fucking fight his ass.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna go the same way either way. But as much as I know, I mean, on BoxRec it says he's like 12-1 as a pro. I mean, records don't really scare me anymore. Fucking My last bare knuckle boxing match, I fought Eric Hempstead, and Eric Hempstead, he was 34-1
Hmm.
in boxing as a professional, and I mean he's 34-2 now, so and
And I
that's
think
all that matters, man.
the
With
thing
bare
with
knuckle,
boxing is it's not like MMA or bare knuckle boxing. Like,
right?
you're set up with people that you should beat. You know what I mean? Like they build your record so you
Everyone.
can make that payday. So it's a little bit different. If I saw someone that's 32-1 in MMA, I'd be a little bit more concerned than 32-1 in boxing. It's just a little bit different thing.
Man, you can hit up Dean Toole and fucking Jorge Masvidal on Game Bread. I fucking was trying to get to fight any of those UFC veterans. It wouldn't matter. I don't really care about records anymore. Records don't really like amaze me that much. I mean, I'll look back at who you fought and like what you did, but that doesn't define who you are today.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, because like this guy, he's like 12-1, but that was back in like he's been sitting on the couch since like 2020, 2019, pretty much since I've been like fucking back in the gym. So, and I know ring rust is real. I took like a 2, 3 year hiatus, and dude, when I came back, that shit was no joke, dude. I kind of don't want to quit ever again because dude, ring rust is scary, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
I bent down on my knees and I was like, holy shit. Like, man. And then like I thought I was doing good cardio and I was working out for that fight. I was like, oh yeah, running up hills, sprints. And then when you actually get back in that motherfucker, a minute is a long fucking time. And we got two of them. And he's used to wearing fucking bitch mittens. And I shit you not, man. Once it goes bare knuckle, I mean, it fucking changes. I mean, not a lot of people like taking a bare knuckle to the face, and I know that for a fact.
Are
And
you?
me,
Hey,
I don't
Ruben.
really give a shit.
Ruben, are you good with the clinch?
Oh, dude, man, my coach and fucking Marvin, who's just now commenting, who is my favorite corner man. Shit, dude, my clinch game is out of this world. Like, dude, man, I mean, I have really good jujitsu, but like, I fucking do a lot of Muay Thai. I train out of Eight Limbs Muay Thai here in Helena. And my fucking coach Donnie, he's American Kickboxing Association world champion. And dude, he's like took my fucking striking game to the next level. So when I first went to his gym, I was like a pretty average street fighter. I was getting knockouts just from overhands and like lucky fucking head kicks. And that was about it. But now I'm very technical. I can really see pinpoint my fucking my throwing now. And I'm not just like throwing to fucking in the wind hoping something lands. I'm like getting really technical and yeah, dude, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's getting himself into.
Man, that's awesome to hear. I love to hear these like great stories, and I love to just hear your enthusiasm for fighting. And like it's late for us; it's like midnight here, and we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then like I'm so glad that I'm doing this because just hearing you makes me want to get up and go train tomorrow, man. And, like it's like super important. Like
Great. That's
having
the
that,
whole mission, man.
it
Is to
is,
get
dude.
back in the gym and to sweat your fucking ass off. I do it every
Definitely.
day. And I try to
Yeah.
my fucking best to fucking because I know I have a lot of people behind me. I have a whole fucking tribe. And like not a lot of people from my tribe like see me like I am today. A lot of people see me as still as that junkie because I did a lot of fucked up shit in my life. And take this time if some of the people on the res are watching this and I hurt you or did anything back then, I apologize with my whole fucking heart because man, like that, you go through shit in life, and when you fucking get through that adversity, you learn who you really are. And like, dude, like it took me, let's see, shit, that was 2020. Dude, it took me like almost 25 years to figure out who the fuck I am. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna fucking die selling meth. Like, I thought that's who I was, like, legit for the longest time. From when I was 13 to when I was about 22, I thought I was gonna be El Chapo, sell drugs my entire life. Because that was just what I was raised around. I wasn't, I didn't have like fucking good role models and fucking, all my uncles, they went to prison. and they were all mean cowboys. So they fucking got out of prison, and then they just started working horses. And that's what I did. I just worked horses, and I thought I was destined to go to prison. So, selling drugs wasn't too hard for me. I wasn't scared to sell drugs. Allegedly. Allegedly.
I don't
I
know what you're
remember
talking
that.
about.
Allegedly. I
You
did it
Ray,
allegedly. But
you
yeah,
and Ray have
dude.
never sold drugs. Ray sold the
Yeah,
better drugs.
never.
Never.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
I
Ray
just
was on
sold
the powder.
sugar.
You got to be on the powder. That's where the money's at. You don't be getting Rolexes with meth.
Yeah, man. But like I just like fucking figured my way out of it. And the only way I figured my way out of it is I just almost like had to commit myself to like giving up. And when I just was like, you know what, that's not me, that's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be, I just learned how to start walking forward. Like it was basically I just like was reborn. And then this past year too, which is also crazy, is I was actually baptized this past year. So like, dude, it was like almost like a new life for me. And ever since then, shit, I just been knocking motherfuckers out and fucking armbarring the shit out of them.
That's funny, man. You found God, and now you're better at hurting people.
Yeah, dude. Fucking I've actually I went through ceremonies on my reservation. I've been through fasting ceremonies. I've done a lot of them. But like when you do that kind of ceremony, you find God in that kind of way. It almost how would you say it? It's it's very spiritual. You touch him with your heart. And then when I found, because I was actually I went to school at St. Bray Catholic School, so I was raised Catholic. Then I went to Native. Then I was fully threw my life into Native American history and Native American spirituality. Went through Sundance, went through fasting, did all that, and then like what I said, I went through drugs, and then I found my boy Jesus Christ, and it like I don't know, it's weird and I don't want to sound corny, but like legit, like I seen the light. It was like I just needed to be here.
Not
I just
corny
was
at
like,
all, man.
this is who I needed to be.
It's not
Yeah.
corny at all. Marvin says, I hope everyone just sees how much you had to overcome. Good night, brother. See you at training tomorrow.
He knows it. I'm gonna be there with
God is
my
good,
tubes.
brother. And then sell the powder. Don't get Rolexes selling that. Caveman 2024. He's been writing up my campaign slogans. So I did this funny video where I was going to run for president before. If you haven't seen it, Joe, you should definitely check it out. Caveman for president, shaved my head, and I did this funny skit. And I'm gonna have to do another one now. Like Joe's giving me some inspiration.
Caveman for president.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
2024.
I'm gonna
Fuck
find it and put it
yeah.
in here, dude. It's hilarious.
Man, if you see it in the fucking write-ins, just know
Yeah,
that I threw
dude,
your name in there.
I've wrote myself in quite a bit. Just
I have too, man.
be
I've
brutally
actually
honest
wrote in
with
my
you.
brother more.
I think I think you should definitely write me in if you want a good quality president because I'm gonna tell you exactly who pays me off, and then I'm gonna take their money and do whatever they say, like I should.
Yeah, like you should. Not like you they say, like you should.
Like you should. Like who would want
Yeah, right?
Oh man.
that? Ray's laughing like he wouldn't take the money.
Oh yeah, I definitely take the money.
Yeah, man, it's just business. It's just
Yeah.
business, man. It's
You got
nothing
you got
personal. Money's money.
yeah, you gotta always do the business.
Yeah, dude, that's just like how I take it in fights. I mean, there's nothing personal, but I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you and get paid.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna pop this in your Caveman for president. Uh, then you guys can just click it and watch it on your own. It is the best. Oh man, I can't believe Ray's shirt is still on. That's because Raymond takes his shirt off. People pay money, they give us stars, and then Ray has to take his shirt off. That's one of the things I would do on a podcast. But no, no one's done it in a little bit, so he's been lucky. And then the link isn't all there. If you click on that, that's going to take you to Caveman for President, and you can watch my little YouTube skit about me running for president. And it's pretty funny.
Oh, I'm definitely doing it after this now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's what you should do. You should have a Caveman for president. And that was from 2020, back when it was a thing.
So Reuben, when's your fight coming up? It's this month or next month?
it's March 2nd, so about 2 weeks
Okay.
in Edmonton, Canada. Get to finally travel over the border again.
Are you do you have to? Are you allowed to just go across the border? Or do you need to have like a passport and stuff?
Yeah, I need a passport. If I was gonna drive, I could actually use my tribal ID because here in Canada, by Glacier National Park, it's finally legal for Native Americans to spend a week over in Canada and come back using their tribal ID.
Yeah, there
But
was a lot of talk. We're right by the border too, and there's a lot of talk of that around here too. We have a reservation right by us as well.
Yeah,
And
the Seneca.
yeah, I know the
Nation.
Seneca tribe. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, so they can use that for ID for passport too. So I was just wondering how it works. Like if that was a universal thing or just like a regional thing or what.
oh yeah, I got my tribal ID on me all the time. I like to go by cops and be like flashing my badge or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is my badge, motherfucker. This is my government badge.
Are they not allowed to arrest you on the reservation?
Arrest? Oh, dude, they do it all the time, man. I have
Yeah.
2 cousins just now got shot on the reservation by cops.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
dude, it's a never ending thing with cops and Indians.
Yeah. You play when you're a kid, right?
Oh yeah, cowboys and Indians,
Yeah,
man. They chase us down, berries and cherries.
man.
Yeah, they should stay off your land. That's how I feel.
That's rough, man. Are you really into your native culture or is it
Oh
like
yeah, dude. I was my dad basically raised me and my brothers all around Native American culture. I was um shit. I've been doing powwow since I could walk. Um, basically, I started going through ceremony when I was about like 14, and then I finished when I was about 21. So I finished really early, and that kind of like worked to my advantage because a lot of people on my reservation doesn't know that I went through ceremony, and a lot of people take a lot of pride in, and in my culture we believe that we take the pride and we just put it aside because you're not supposed to be prideful of what you've gone through. So yeah, like, dude, like I fucking, so I kind of like keep it to myself, and when people like talk about ceremonies, I'm like, yeah, I went through them, but I went through them. I love teaching them. I used to, when I was living on the reservation, I used to actually teach a class on how to set up the teepee. Um, I used to also do the sweat lodge too. My dad actually fasted in a sweat lodge for 7 days. So yeah, dude, bro, it's crazy. And my dad is he's technically he's a chief, but he's the headsman of our society, which is a war society. And then back when COVID hit hard back on our reservation, like right on the crisp of March of 2020, um, the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, they actually gave the justice of law back to the tribal societies. So for a while there, my dad was one of the cops. He was basically a police officer, a firefighter, and EMS all at the same time because Indian Health Services, when COVID hit, they basically went like almost rogue. Like if you went to IHS for anything, like dude, they thought it was COVID. And they almost had like which is really fucked up because it was on a lot of reservations and they almost adopted the method. But they had these houses that basically housed COVID patients, and in those houses, a lot of people died. Like they were just basically housing COVID people, killing them, and then basically just put him in the grave. And my Papa Isidore, who was my mom's stepdad and who basically raised her, was uh, was one of those deaths.
Mm.
Man, it's tough. It was a tough time, man. How
It was
how did
crazy.
how did that affect the reservation? Was everything shut down? Like,
Oh
was
man, COVID was nuts, man. The first week it was like almost like what would you say? It was like Armageddon. Like the stores were going crazy. And then we had that whole toilet paper issue.
Ah,
Now that shit was crazy, man. Like people were going because the nearest city from my reservation is like almost 100 miles. It's like 96. It's Billings. And everybody was going to Billings. And then, yeah, dude. And then Billings ran out of toilet paper. And then people were jumping the border and going into Wyoming because by Busby, there's this little, about 70, 80, 90 miles, there's this town called Sheridan, Wyoming. And then people are going there to get toilet paper. And dude, man, and when all the surrounding places all ran out of toilet paper, oh man, the reservation went livid. There was people saying like, burn the or use the Bibles and do
oh,
this. And yeah,
no,
dude, man, it was nuts, man. The
yeah.
grocery stores ran out of food. People were going crazy. Um, and then the societies, like what I said, like my dad, they really like started learning how because my dad he went to college to write grants and he started getting grants in and then he was actually getting food and then I started helping him and then we used to distribute food like food boxes basically had all the necessities that anybody needed like basically vegetables meat then my dad was also at the time he took on the responsibility of buffalo management and my dad's been the buffalo manager for about 6 or 7 years. Yeah, dude, we started shooting buffalo, started butchering them, giving them out. Yeah, we went back to old school times then, man.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, it changed the whole world again. Like, people just realize how
Right.
fragile society is, and
Oh, dude, when it crumbles, it crumbles.
yeah. And I was talking about eating my neighbors, so like, I know it must be crazy over there. Like, I live in a city and we couldn't get toilet paper.
It almost like you're fighting over as how bad it was.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah,
a day from killing my neighbors, so
I had to use some rough toilet paper. I remember that. It was kind of like sandpaper.
yeah, had to get that single ply. Oh man. All right.
It
Well,
was
we're about an
crazy.
hour in, and it's getting kind of late. That's an awesome thing to end on, like running out of toilet paper because we're all
Oh
shut
yeah,
down here.
man. Dude, that was the best, dude.
Yo, Ruben, we got to get you on here again after your fight.
Oh, dude, when I knock this motherfucker out, I'll definitely jump back on. Then we'll definitely have to talk about it.
Yep.
And then I always say this on every podcast, man. I'm almost like Mystic Mac when I get on these motherfuckers. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it within the first 30 seconds. I guarantee it.
First 30 seconds, huh?
Oh, dude, man, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's going. And he's never been up to scratch. He's always done boxing shit where, you're in this corner and you're in this corner and you come together. Yeah, dude, the up to scratch is a total different animal. Like even yeah, he's never been hit, but I've been hit with fucking MMA gloves, so he has and bare knuckles, so he has no clue. It's gonna be a fucking great fight. I can't wait to be in the fucking co-headline of fucking BKFC Canada. I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out in the first 30 seconds. I'm gonna call out Zach Helmus. I'm gonna call out the Shark, and I'm gonna get that motherfucking fight. I'm gonna knock his motherfucking ass out and then I'm gonna slowly get myself a fucking world title.
Awesome, man. Well, we'd love to have you back on in just a few more weeks when you collect your first head for your BKFC run. And it was
Fucking A,
awesome
brother.
talking with you, man. I love the story about you and your wife.
Yeah,
Just
that's a
listening
good story.
just listening to you is like it's inspiring, man. I can't wait to go train tomorrow. And like just I'm thankful for what I have. Like stories like this just make you like, oh, I'm glad I can train today, you know. And
I'll see you in the
I
gym tomorrow, Caveman.
yeah, well, I can't
Motivate.
believe like,
It motivated me too.
from this little viral clip that like we got such a good story, man. And thank you so much for your time. And before we got here, do you have any sponsors you want to thank?
Oh yeah, dude. I want to shout out my boy Gail Lammers, Lammers Trading Post. My boy Jeffrey Unger at Unger Sales. The Green Stampede, Sacred Blanket. I'm gonna go off for about like good 10 seconds. The
Go
Fight
for it,
Life.
man.
Shit. The Vape Spot. DermaWorks Tattoo, Ink Therapy, Coleman Community Services, Sober Up Productions. Shit, who was my other two? And all my sponsors. And I really want to shout out my wife. The crazy thing about this whole fight, I almost didn't take it, but my wife was like what? Because she was the one who actually calmed me down from the last time the BKFC cut me short. I kind of had a dramatic moment. I let a lot of emotions out. I kind of thought I lost an opportunity, and my wife sat me down and she said, "All right, honey, you need to calm down because right now is just one opportunity, and how you fight and how you promote yourself, there's going to be many, many more." And that was just a year ago. And she was 110% right because I got another motherfucking opportunity because these motherfucking hands. So I get to finally get in this limelight. And the other day she looked at me and said, "This is your opportunity to take." She says, "Go shock the motherfucking world." And come March 2nd, I'm going to shock the motherfucking world and I'm going to race my ass back because it's actually my wife's birthday on the 3rd. So I
Okay.
fight, then I have to come back on her birthday. So I'm racing my ass back.
That's a great present to give her too, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the biggest, man. Like what I said, first 30 seconds.
Love it. And then we're gonna have you back on. We're gonna talk about how it was 32.5 seconds, and you were totally wrong.
Caveman for president.
I was talking about Eat My Neighbors, COVID 2020, Caveman 2024.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to shout out New Level Boxing. That's actually the fucking medallion I got on. They actually are.
Oh, he got a text.
Yeah.
They're the next new thing. Before I get shut down again, man, I want to thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for having me on. Shout out to the fucking CNC management. Yeah, and Caveman for President 2024.
Let's go. We're chopping that up. We're gonna chop up all these little clips of Caveman for President from, and then we're just gonna post them all. I think it'll be funny.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's late for everyone watching on our time zone. It's a little bit earlier for you guys, but we're out of here for tonight and see you all on this weekend. We're gonna have another K4 show, talk about the fights coming up, and we'll be punching people in the face till then. You got something, Ray?
Fuck yeah.
You did the finger point like I was supposed to let did I forget something?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep. I got you. Thank you to Integrity Martial Arts for sponsoring that podcast. Sorry, my bad. And have a great night, guys. We're out.